Hi, my name is Andrew Larson and I use he, him pronouns. Thank you for having me join you all today. I'm a good friend of Savannah's. We went to college together and we worked together and we're just very, very close friends. So I'm glad that she invited me to talk to you a bit today, share some stories, and connect with you about what you've been learning about during VBS. VBS, you've been learning about who your neighbor is, all the different people around the world that we're connected to. But today I don't think we need to bust out the map because we're going to learn a bit more about the United States. And even more, we're going to even learn about what people are doing in Washington, the state you all live in. The United States is massive and it's diverse. There's over 325 million people that live in the United States. They speak all sorts of languages. They have all sorts of different backgrounds. Being from the United States gives us an immense amount of privilege. And because of that privilege, we have a responsibility to take care of our neighbors. And we don't always do such a good job at that. Even though we're such a wealthy country, we export more food than any country, but we don't always do a good job of taking care of our neighbor. Even though there's so many great things about being from the United States or living in the United States. But today we're going to learn more about some of our neighbors right here in Washington. Do you remember what our theme is for today? Our theme is that we are all neighbors. Jesus thought this was pretty important to be a good neighbor. In fact, a man asked Jesus about what he should do to live a godly life. Jesus told him a story about being a good neighbor. What do you think makes someone a good neighbor? I want you to think about that for a couple seconds. What makes someone a good neighbor? Give that a thought. Being a good neighbor means helping your neighbor to get the things they need. One of the many things our neighbors need is food. And in the United States, a lot of families don't always know where their next meal will come from. If parents don't have enough food to eat, who else goes hungry? The kids. Our country works with schools to help feed those kids whose families can't afford food. Some of them can get breakfast or lunch for free at school. But what do they do on the weekend? Or what do they do now like it's summertime? Or when you haven't been able to be at school over the past couple months because of the pandemic? In Washington, some of your very own neighbors close by, at the Church of Hope Lutheran Church, people were concerned about what their kids and their community were doing when they didn't have enough food. They wanted to know what was happening in their neighborhood. They wanted to do something, but they weren't sure what to do. What would you do if you knew some of the children in your school didn't have enough food? I'm sure you guys could come up with lots of different things. The people of Hope Lutheran heard about other congregations that had backpack buddy programs. In backpack programs, people pack backpacks or bags with food and give them to the school. The principal and the teachers at the school make sure that the backpacks go to hungry kids every Friday so that they can take food home to their families for the weekend. This helps make sure that they have enough to eat all week long. The people at Hope Lutheran Church started their program by helping 15 children at a local school. Other people in the community heard about what they were doing and wanted to help. Now working together, the whole community, they give food to almost 100 children there. And what do you think it would be like if you were at school and if you were really hungry? Maybe it would be hard to pay attention. Or maybe you would feel different from other students who had enough to eat. By helping children have enough to eat, Hope Lutheran's backpack program makes sure the children they serve have the food they need for enough energy to play and to do well in school and all those other great things. They're being good neighbors by helping to take care of their neighbors, especially the young ones. And did you know that you are part of this? The backpack program that was started right there in Washington was because of a how-to guide that ELCA World Hunger, our church's ministry, put together after listening to congregations that were already doing backpack programs. When our congregation supports ELCA World Hunger, we're making things like this possible by working together as church. We can make sure that all our neighbors know that they are loved and that someone cares for them. So thank you for listening, and thank you for thinking about what it means to be a good neighbor and how some of your neighbors are already doing wonderful things to help children get the food that they need. Thank you.